Good afternoon. My name is Bob Ritter, and I am the patient advocate for the Cornell University PSOC. Today, I'll be talking about our recent Cancer Research Education Day. We had two questions that were really driving us in this program. One, can we get community members interested in the basic science behind cancer research? There are lots of programs that focus on clinical research, but basic research is a different animal. We also wondered, how can we connect young cancer researchers with the community? This program is a continuation of the ongoing collaboration between the Cancer Resource Center of the Finger Lakes, which is a local cancer support organization in and around Ithaca, New York, and cancer researchers at Cornell University here in Ithaca. We decided to focus on having very, very broad topics and what we're thinking of as very accessible titles. For example, putting cancer into context, understanding the microenvironment, tumor heterogeneity. Tumors are more complicated than we thought. Precision medicine in cancer care. The omics revolution is here. And CRISPR, we've heard the term, but what does it mean? Now, note that none of these topics is a specific research project of any individual. They're very, very broad brushed. Also, we help to sort of challenge the students to come up with titles that are interesting and catchy. These are the attendees. We had about 70 people here. We marketed the program through area cancer support organizations, had a big turnout from Rochester, New York. This is just a shot of the classroom during the day. We met from 10 till 3 that day. This is what was on a Saturday to make it easier for people to get to campus and park on campus. And as I mentioned, the presentations were by students for the most part. Some did it individually, some in pairs. One thing that we did was to have each presenter talk about him or herself in terms of their background and really what got them interested in cancer research. Just a couple of photos during the day. You can see that people were very engaged. There was lots of questions from community members and just lots of that. I love the photo on the left where you see the smiles and the twinkles. Over lunch, we invited Claudia Fischbach and Bob Weiss up to the front to answer any question. Claudia and Bob have been the main professors sort of involved in connecting students at Cornell and the local community in terms of cancer research. Claudia is the co-director of the PSOC at Cornell, and Bob is the associate dean for research at Cornell's vet school. And this was a chance for audience members to ask them anything about cancer research. And it was a very free-flowing conversation, and it gave people the chance to ask questions that they've always wondered about. Afterwards, we surveyed people and asked them, if we offered a similar program next year, would you be interested in attending? And every single person who responded said yes. Just a couple of more crowd scenes, and people were really very engaged throughout the day. It was really interesting to watch, not only to watch the presenters, but to watch the audience. In closing, I'd like to share this quote from one of the attendees. As a person living with cancer as a chronic illness, understanding as much as I can about cancer is empowering. Having that direct contact with researchers and hearing why they are driven to do their research puts it on a human level. It's no longer about hypothetical lab work, it is about people.